Good morning students. In this video we are going to see Unit 9 Universe from page number 104 to 107. Learning objectives: know about solar system, know about other bodies of the solar system. First let us revise previous class portions. Geocentric model. What is called geocentric model? Earth is the center of all the objects in the space. This was known as geocentric model. What is called heliocentric model? Polish astronomer Nicolaus Copernicus proposed the heliocentric model. Helio means sun, with the sun at the center of the solar system. So, sun at the center of the solar system is called heliocentric model, and geocentric model is the earth at the center of the objects. Building block of the universe. What is called building block of the universe? The basic constituent of the universe is luminous matter, that is galaxies, which are really the collection of billions of stars. The universe contains everything that exists, including the earth, planets, stars, space and galaxies. This includes all matter, energy and even time. So, scientists however measure the size of the universe by what they can see. This is called observable universe. The observable universe is around 93 billion light year. What is called light year? It is the distance travelled by the light in 1 year. Age of the universe. What is called age of the universe? Scientists think that the universe began with the start of a massive explosion called the Big Bang. According to Big Bang theory, all the matter in the universe was concentrated in a single point of hot dense matter. Galaxy. What is called galaxy? A galaxy is a massive collection of gas, dust and billions of stars and their solar systems. So, scientists believe that there are 100 billion galaxies in the observable universe. Stars. Stars are the fundamental building blocks of galaxies. Stars were formed when the galaxies were formed during the Big Bang. Stars produce heat, light, ultraviolet rays, X-rays and other forms of radiation. They are largely composed of gas and plasma, and also stars built by hydrogen gas. Solar system. Today in this class we are going to study solar system. So, what is solar system? Sun and the celestial bodies which revolve around it form the solar system. The sun and the celestial bodies are called as solar system. This solar system consists of a large number of bodies such as planets, comets, asteroids and meteors. The gravitational force of attraction between the sun and these objects keep them revolving around it. So, which one makes the planets to revolve around the sun? The gravitational force of attraction. So, the gravitational force of attraction between the sun and these objects keep them revolving around it. Sun. Now, let us see briefly about the sun. The sun is a medium-sized star, a very fiery spinning ball of hot gases. It is a medium-sized star and also it is a spinning ball of a hot gas. And then in sun, the 3/4 of the sun has a hydrogen gas and 1/4 has a helium gas. It consists of 3/4 of hydrogen gas and 1/4 of helium gas. And also it is over a million times bigger than the earth. It is million times bigger than the earth. Next, hydrogen atoms combine or fuse together to form helium under enormous pressure. This process called nuclear fusion releases enormous amount of energy as light and heat. It is this energy which makes sunshine and provide heat. Here the hydrogen atoms combine together and then combine or fuse together, it form a helium. and when they form the helium, it produces enormous pressure. So this process, the name of this process is called fusion. What is the meaning for fusion? When two compounds combine together, it is called as a fusion. So during this process, it produces an enormous amount of energy in terms of light and heat. Now this energy produces a sunshine, and also it provides the heat. See this diagram here. Hydrogen, deuterium is a hydrogen. So deuterium combined together. Deuterium combined together and then it forms a helium. During this process, it produces light and heat. The sun is situated at the center of the solar system. Where the sun is situated? At the center of the solar system. The strong gravitational fields cause each other solar system, mainly planets, asteroids, comets, meteoroids and other debris, to orbit around it. What is called debris? It is a scattered fragments, that is typically of something broken down or destroyed. So the sun is believed to be more than 4.6 billion years old. So sun is believed to be more than 4.6 billion years old. So where the sun is situated? At the center of the solar system. Due to the strong gravitational field between the sun and the planets, it revolves around the orbit. So it is believed to be more than 4.6 billion years old. Formation of the sun. Let us see how the sun formed. At the time of the Big Bang, hydrogen gas condensed to form huge clouds. So the hydrogen gas condensed as a huge clouds, and then later it is concentrated and then formed as a numerous galaxies. So here it left some hydrogen gas and also started floating around in our galaxy. So here the hydrogen gas left free and started floating in our galaxy. So during this time, due to some changes, the free floating gas concentrated and paved the path for the formation of the sun and the solar system. So at the time of the Big Bang theory, the hydrogen gas condensed in form of a clouds, and then it concentrated and then it formed in a numerous galaxies. So here it left some hydrogen gas and then this hydrogen gas floating in a galaxy. So the sun and the solar system turned into the path of a formation of the solar system. So here the sun and the solar system turned into a slowly spinning molecular cloud composed of hydrogen and helium along with the dust. So here the solar system having some dust with hydrogen and helium. Now here the cloud started to undergo the process of compression as a result of its own gravity. So its excessive and high speed spinning ultimately resulted in its flattening into a giant disk. So how the sun formed? At the time of the Big Bang theory, the hydrogen gas condensed as a huge cloud. After that it formed a galaxy, and here the hydrogen gas left free and started flowing in a galaxy, and then some changes takes place in a hydrogen gas and it concentrated and it produces a path for the sun and the solar system. Now slowly the sun and the solar system spinning slowly in a cloud and composed with hydrogen and helium. Now here the cloud started to undergo the process of compression. Do you know what is compression? It is a high pressure region. So here as a result of its own gravity, the hydrogen and helium along with the dust composed, and then the cloud started to undergo the process of compression due to its own gravity. So here the excessive and high speed spinning ultimately, and then it produces a giant disk. Planets. What is called planet? Let us move to the next topic, planet. So a planet revolves around the sun along a definite curved path which is called an orbit. So this path is called as a orbit. So a planet revolves around the sun along a definite curved path which is called an orbit. This path is an elliptical shape. So the time taken by a planet to complete one revolution is called its period of revolution. The time taken by a planet to complete one revolution. When you take a Mercury, if the Mercury complete one revolution around the sun, it is called as a period of revolution. Besides revolving around the sun, a planet also rotates on its own axis like a top. It also rotates as a top. The time taken by a planet to complete one rotation is called its period of rotation. If a planet rotates on its own place, it is called own axis or own place. It is called as a period of rotation. So if a planet, Mercury, rotate on its own axis, it is called as a period of rotation. So the period of rotation of the Earth is 23 hours and 56 minutes. And also the length of a day on Earth is taken as 24 hours. So the length of a day for Earth is 24 hours. So what is period of rotation? The planet rotate on its own axis is called as a period of rotation. Period of revolution, the time taken by a planet to complete one revolution is called the period of revolution. Now in this tabular column, let us see the length of a day for each planet. See the first planet, Mercury, 58.65 days. Venus, 243 days. Earth, 23.93 hours. Mars, 24.62 hours. Jupiter, the length of a day is 9.92 hours. Saturn, the length of a day is 10.23 hours. Uranus, the length of a day is 17 hours, and then Neptune 18 hours. Study this also, the tabular column, planet and the length of a day. The planets are spaced unevenly. So the first 4 planets which are very close to the sun is considered as an inner solar system. What is inner solar system? The first 4 planets which are relatively close together and close to the sun is called as the inner solar system. Further from the sun is the outer solar system, whereas the planets are spread out. See the diagram here. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars are very close to the sun. So it is called as inner solar system. And then Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune are far away from the sun. That is, it spread out. It is called outer solar system. So the distance between the Saturn and Uranus is greater than the distance between the Earth and the Mars. So the distance between the Earth and Mars, when we compare the distance between Earth and Mars and then Saturn and Uranus, which one having a more distance? Saturn and Uranus. So the Saturn and Uranus is much greater than the distance between Earth and Mars. So the 4 planets which are grouped in the inner solar system are, what are the 4 planets? Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. So the 4 planets grouped in the inner solar system are Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. So these planets are surface having very solid rock crust. So they are called as terrestrial or rocky planets. The surface of these planets are rock crust, solid rock crust. So we have to say this planet as a rocky planets. And then their insides, surface and atmospheres are similar to the pattern of the same thing. So the insides, surfaces and atmospheres are formed in a similar way and form similar pattern. Inner surface also same pattern. So our planet Earth can be taken as a model of the 3 planets. So for Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, the model of the planet is Earth. So the Earth can be taken as a model of the other 3 planets. So the inner planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, and it is a solid rock crust. So we have to say it is a terrestrial or rocky planets. The model of this planet are Earth. So when we see the Earth, So like Earth, Mercury, Venus and Mars also takes place. So the model of the other 3 planets can be taken as Earth. See this diagram, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, inner planets. So the Earth is the model for other 3 planets. The 4 large planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, spread out in the outer solar system and slowly orbit the sun, are called outer planets. What are the outer planets? Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. And these planets are made of hydrogen, helium and other gases in huge amounts. And also these planets are very dense atmosphere. So we have to say this planet has a gas giants, that is called gaseous planets. So the 4 large planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, spread out in the outer solar system. It orbits slowly around the sun. It is called outer planets. It consists of hydrogen, helium and other gases. And these gases are present in huge amount and having very dense atmosphere in this system. So we have to say it is a gas giants or gaseous planets. So the 4 outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, have rings, whereas the 4 inner planets do not have any rings. These rings are actually tiny pieces of rock covered with ice. Now let us learn about each planet in the solar system. Now first we have to see the first planet, Mercury. This Mercury is a rocky planet nearest to the sun. So Mercury is very close to the sun and it is very hot during the daytime and it is very cold at the night time. Now this Mercury we have observed easily through the telescope than the naked eye. So it is very faint and small. It always appears in the eastern horizon or western horizon of the sky. So this Mercury orbits the sun more quickly than any other planet. So Mercury orbits the sun more quickly comparing with the other planet, but it rotates slowly. For every 2 orbit it spins around just 3 times. So a day on Mercury, that is sunrise to sunset, takes 176 earth days. Such long days and nights coupled with a very thin atmosphere give Mercury the greatest surface temperature range of all the planets. In the daytime the surface is hot enough to melt lead, but at night it is cold enough to liquefy air. So it is the smallest of the solar system. Mercury is the smallest of the solar system planet and lies very closest to the sun. Venus. Venus is a special planet from the sun, almost the same size as the Earth. It is the hottest planet in our solar system. After our moon, it is the brightest heavenly body in our night sky. This planet spins in the opposite direction comparing to the other planets. So unlike Earth, the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. For Earth, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Here the Venus is rotating in opposite direction. So the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. So Venus can be seen clearly through the naked eye. It always appears in the horizon of eastern or western sky. So Venus is a special planet from the sun. It is the size of the Venus is same as the Earth. It is a hottest planet. It is the brightest heavenly body in our night sky. The direction of the planet is opposite to the other planet. Earth. The Earth where we live is the only planet in the solar system which supports life. Now where we live in the planet? Which planet where you live? In the Earth. So the Earth is the planet, only planet in the solar system which supports the life. Due to its right distance from the sun, it has the right temperature the presence of water and suitable atmosphere and a blanket of ozone in the earth. All these have made continuation of life possible on the earth. From space, the earth appears bluish green due to the reflection of light from water and landmass on its surface. So here in the earth, the continuation of life possible on the earth. Where the life is possible? In the earth. So the earth appears bluish green due to the reflection of light from water and landmass on its surface. Mars. The next planet is Mars. Let us see the next planet, Mars. The first planet outside the orbit of the earth is Mars. So Mars is the first planet orbit outside the earth. It appears slightly reddish and therefore it is also called the red planet. Which one is a red planet? Mars is the red planet. It has two small natural satellites, Deimos and Phobos. So the two natural satellites in the Mars is Deimos and Phobos. So the Mars is half the size of the earth. It is sometimes called the red planet because of its rusty coloring. So Mars has not always been a desert. Dry river beds show that water flowed here long ago. So here the dry river bed shows that water flowed here long ago. Flood swept rocks across the land and dumped them on the floodplains like the one below. Mars may even have been warm and wet enough for life to flourish. Jupiter. Jupiter is called as giant planet. It is the largest of all planets, about 11 times larger and 318 times heavier than Earth. It is 11 times larger and 318 times heavier than Earth. It has 3 rings and 65 moons. Its moon Ganymede is the largest moon of our solar system. And Jupiter is the 5th planet from the Sun and the largest in the solar system. It is 2.5 times more massive than other planets. How many times? 2.5 times more massive than all other planets. Its strong gravitational pull greatly affects the orbits of other bodies in the solar system. Jupiter's fast rate of spin has stretched its surface clouds into bands with the spots and ripples where neighboring bands fill together. So it is called as a giant planet. See this diagram. It is a giant planet. It is the largest of all planets. Saturn. Saturn appears yellowish in color. It is yellowish in color. It is the second biggest and a giant gas planet in the outer solar system. So at least 60 moons are present, the largest being Titan. Titan is the only moon in the solar system with clouds. So which one is yellowish in color? Saturn, and it is the second biggest and giant gas planet in our outer solar system. So Titan is the only moon in the solar system with clouds, and also it has least density, that is 30 times less than the Earth. So this planet is also so light. Uranus. Uranus is a cold gas giant and it can be seen only with the help of a large telescope. It has the greatly tilted axis of rotation. As a result, in its orbital motion, it appears to roll on its side. Due to its peculiar tilt, it has the longest summers and winters, each lasting 42 years. How many years? 42 years. So it is a cold gas giant. Uranus is a cold gas giant. Only we can see with a large telescope. It is greatly tilted in its own axis. The axis of rotation, it is tilted very fastly. So as a result, the orbital motion, it appears to roll on its side. So due to its this special tilt, it has the longest summer and winter, each lasting 42 years. So here The Uranus, when you take the Uranus, it is a cold gas gained and only observed through large telescope. Neptune, let us see the next planet, Neptune. It appears as greenish star. Neptune is a greenish star. It is the 8th planet from the Sun and is the windiest planet. 8th planet and is the windiest planet. Every 248 years, Pluto crosses its orbit. This situation continues for 20 years. It has 13 moons, Triton being the largest, which is the largest moon, Triton. So, this Triton is the only moon in the solar system that moves in the opposite direction to the direction in which its planet spins. So, this Neptune is the 8th and furthest of the planet from the Sun, and it was discovered in 1846. Astronomers had noticed Uranus was not following its expected path. There seemed to be an unseen body, perhaps an undiscovered planet pulling on it. So, two mathematicians, John Couch Adams in England and Urbain Le Verrier in France, calculated where in the sky the undiscovered planet must lie. So, within days, Neptune was spotted from an observatory in Germany. Neptune is slightly smaller than Uranus and looks bluer in color because its atmosphere contains more methane. It has a deep fluid mantle that is hot and dense, contains water, ammonia and methane. So, the Neptune also has a barely visible system of rings. Its biggest moon, Triton, resembles Pluto and was likely captured by Neptune's gravity. Now, let us see the other bodies of the solar system. What are the other bodies of the solar system? Beside these 8 planets, there are some other bodies which revolve around the Sun. They are also called the member of the solar system. So, apart from the 8 planets, some other bodies also revolve around the Sun, and these also the members of the solar system. Now, first let us see asteroids. What is called asteroids? There is a large gap in between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. This gap is occupied by a broad belt containing about 500,000 pieces of rocks that were left over when the planets were formed and now revolve around the Sun. These are called asteroids. So, the gap between the Mars and Jupiter, there is a large gap in between which planet? Mars and Jupiter, and the gap is occupied by a broad belt, and this belt have a 500,000 pieces of rocks, and these rocks are left by planets. Which planet? The planet which one are revolving around the Sun. So, these rocks are called as asteroids. See the diagram, these are called as asteroids. So, the biggest asteroid is Ceres. It is 946 km across. So, every 50 million years the earth is hit by an asteroid nearly 10 km across. So, this asteroid can seen only through large telescope. Now, next one, comets. These comets are lumps of dust and ice that revolve around the Sun is highly elliptical orbits. It is a lumps of dust and ice, and it is an elliptical orbit, and this period of revolution for the comet is very long. When it approaches a Sun, it vaporizes and forms a head and tail. See here, it vaporizes and forms in which position? Head and tail. So, some of the biggest comets ever seen had tails 160 million kilometer long. The tail is 160 million kilometer long. There is more than the distance between the earth and the Sun. So, the 160 million kilometer long is the more when we compare the distance between earth and Sun. So, the many comets are known to appear periodically. So, likewise, one such comet is a Halley's comet, which appears after nearly even every 76 years. So, it appears every 76 years. So, it was last seen in 1986. Now, again when will be seen? It will be next seen be in 2000 2062. So the last seen Halley's comet is 1986. Again it will be next seen in 2062. Next one, meteors and meteoroids. So meteors are small pieces of rocks. See this diagram, small pieces of rocks scattered throughout the solar system, and with a high speed it travel, and then the small pieces reaches the Earth's atmosphere and attracted by the gravitational force of the Earth. These pieces of rocks are attracted by the Earth with a gravitational force. So most of them are burnt up by the heat generated due to friction in the Earth's atmosphere. So in this, some of them are burnt up due to the friction in the Earth's atmosphere. So the burnt up parts are called as the meteors, and then some of the bigger meteors may not be burnt completely, and then it fall on the surface of the Earth. It is called as a meteoroids. See this diagram, this stone is a meteoroids, and see here meteor. Okay, so which one are completely burned, it is called meteor, and which one not completely burnt is called meteoroids. Okay, satellite. Now go to the next topic, satellite. A body moving in an orbit around a planet is called a satellite. See this diagram, a body moving in an orbit around a planet is called satellite. In order to distinguish them, man-made satellite, they are called as natural satellite or moon. See, moon is a natural satellite. So the satellite of the Earth is called moon. So other satellite are written as moon. So a body moving in an orbit around a planet is called as a satellite. So in order to distinguish the man-made satellites, that is artificial satellite and natural satellite. So what is the satellite of the Earth? It is the moon. The satellite of the Earth is moon. So we can see the Earth satellite moon because it reflects the light of the sun. How can we get the light from the moon? It reflects the light from the sun. The moon get the light from the sun, and then it produces, it reflects the light. So here the satellite moves around the planets due to gravity and also the centripetal force. So among the planets in the solar system, all the planets have moons except Mercury and Venus. So Earth having a moon. So all the planets in the solar system having moon except Mercury and Venus. The sun traveling at a speed of 250 km per second. The sun traveling at what speed? 250 km per second, that is 9 lakh km per hour, takes about 225 million years to complete one revolution. So the sun takes how many years? 225 million years to complete one revolution around the Milky Way. So this period is called a cosmic year. So this period is called cosmic year. So the sun traveling at a speed of 250 km per second, that is 225 million years to complete one revolution around the Milky Way. This period is called a cosmic year. Thank you, students.